Is that something that's changed over the last 10 to 15 years?
So we've always had wolves in Idaho, but the original wolves that were here didn't have a great impact on our large mammals, our ungulates,
Mm-hmm.
deer, elk, moose population, really whatsoever. Bears back in those days probably had the biggest impact on, on the spring births of calf elk, fawns, and calf moose. They were pretty hard on those animals, um, but wolves really didn't have a they didn't really have any skin in the game. Really, there were wolves around. There wasn't a lot of them, but you'd see their tracks. You'd hear them howl from time to time. At least the area that I grew up in, Idaho. And at that time, back in those days, that was one of the most elk rich areas in Idaho. Then in 1995, they transplanted some Canadian gray wolves in Idaho, and within a few years, their population spread like wildfire. Um,
What was the rationale for that?
they wanted to bolster or bring back the wolf. They wanted wolves to be commonplace in Idaho, because they're on the endangered species list, correct? So they wanted to to bring them back to Idaho and let them flourish, and they flourished really well. And then what happened was, their initial transplant of these wolves in Idaho, they had a certain number of breeding pairs and a population. And once they reached that, then they would allow the Fish and Game Department to manage these wolves, their numbers through hunting.